All right, turning now to our new weekly segment called Eye on Money. You can catch it live every Monday at 9:30 Eastern or on demand on the CBS News app or on cbsnews.com. That's each week. We will be talking to a financial pro to help you get ready for retirement, no matter how far or near it is for you.
So today, we're talking ways to save and plan for the future with David Nelson, Chief Strategist at Belpointe. Good to see you, David.
Good to see you.
All right, so what's the key to investing and saving when it comes to your own personal finances?
You know, probably the best message I could get out there is one of consistency. You know, if you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're looking at the overseas markets, you're probably doing something wrong. You probably don't have an asset allocation that suits you. You know, I think first thing, you know, obviously participate in any retirement plan you can get your hands on. 401ks are great. And I would use a process called dollar cost averaging. Don't try to market time away around bad news. You're probably not going to do it correctly. If you're using your gut and you're trying to avoid a big downturn in the market, you're probably going to hurt yourself in the long run. Mutual funds, index funds, some of them get a bad rap, and especially active managers, because people complain about the investment performance. But the real truth of the matter is that the investors in these funds don't even come anywhere near to the returns that the actual funds are getting, because they're market timing, and they're usually getting out at the top. Getting out at the bottom and getting in at the top. So kind of avoid that process. For those of you who don't have a 401k, there's other options out there. Simple IRAs. The rules are a little bit more complex than that. It's not that simple. But I would say, you know, seek out a financial professional. There are a lot of choices out there.
So because people hear this stuff all the time, and I think a lot of people kind of throw some money in a 401k, but they don't know much about it. Just explain what tax deferral actually means.
Well, sir, when the money comes out of your paycheck, all right, in the eyes of the IRS, your paycheck has gone down because that money isn't there. It's not being taxed. Now, when that money comes out of the plan, at some point in the future, you're going to be retiring. It's going to come out, but probably you're going to have a lower tax bracket at this point. So the tax deferral really helps, not to mention the fact that you're compounding that larger sum of money that can grow over a long period of time. So it's a huge difference over a course 10, 20, 30 years. Right,
so it's different than just saying, okay, I'm going to take $10 and put it in a savings account.
Right, a lot different.
401k can really help your money make money for you.
Really help a lot. And, you know, obviously for a lot of younger Americans, they should have, you know, more of their money, you know, tied towards equity. You know, be in the stock market. You obviously have to dial that back as you start to approach retirement. And I think probably the big challenge for people over 50 today and those approaching retirement is the fact that bonds may not give you that offset that they did over the last 20, 30 years. We were in a bull bond market, you know, this goes back to the early 80s. We're probably at the end of that at this point. But the good news is there's some other products out there that offer a defined outcome.
Yeah, and that was my question about folks that are retired that are relying on Social Security. What should they be doing?
Social Security, it's a big issue. You know, there are some projections out there that have the trust fund expiring, you know, depleting by 2034. I suspect that there's going to be an adjustment. You know, people are living longer, and you have to think about it. Go back to FDR when this all started. You know, the life expectancy was a lot lower, and you know, frankly, the federal government expected you to live maybe 5, 10, 15 years at most. Now we're living 20, 30 years or more. So that's a huge outflow of cash out of the retirement system. So I suspect we're going to work longer, and I think that'll be an adjustment that comes through legislation.
Interesting. You know, a lot of people don't want to even talk about this because they think, oh, I'm too old, I didn't start on time, and they sort of put their head in the sand.
Yeah, and they start to, you know, realize that around 50 is about the age where you start to get religion.
Right, right. David Nelson, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Brought to you by Bright House Financial, established by MetLife.